never walk this road, then you can talk shit. Gambling with my life, but I refuse to go for nonsense. This the life I chose, this all I know, ain't many options. About to tell the truth, I make the rules like I'm Fleece Johnson.
Hey, what's up? This is Big Lee with Hustler Spirit. I got the clean man himself. What's up, Fleece?
Man, I'm just staying clean, man.
That's right.
Just staying clean, and I need more support from my fans. You know, I appreciate y'all, all y'all support across the board, every state I've been to, and I'm asking you to continue pouring out that support.
Yeah, make sure you go to www.hustlerspirit502.com. Get your gear, get your Fleece gear, get your Hustler Spirit gear, whatever you feeling that day. Continue to support. It's going good. The sales are doing pretty good. And please continue to support this channel. Please like and subscribe also. Fleece, you got anything else you want to say before we get into it? All right. Man, you know, I hear some people, this channel we started this channel to help people stay out of prison.
Right.
And I think sometimes when new people start looking at the videos, they was like, okay, y'all making fun of SAs and grapists and stuff like that. We've never made fun of it. We laugh instead of crying pretty much for Fleece. Fleece been through a lot. So we're not gonna sit on here and not tell you the truth the best way we know how.
Right.
We've never got on here. We don't glorify anything. I get tired of people saying that. Ain't nobody on here trying to glorify anything. This man got on here to speak his truth and what he's seen and been through in prison. And you can think what you want to about it, but it's real and it did happen. And it might be happening to your son or your loved one or whoever. They might be going through something, and hopefully you can direct them towards these videos before they get in trouble. But if not, we wanted to make a video today talking about how to survive in prison and the difference between that new inmate, that inexperienced inmate, and that inmate that's been in there for years, who's learned the ropes and he's learned how to protect himself.
Do's and don'ts.
Do's and don'ts. So, Fleece, let's get right into it. Me and you was talking about scenarios that you was giving me information on that I knew nothing about, that I never even thought about because I've never been in there. But what's the difference of that inexperienced inmate walking into a cell? Pretty big dude walking into, well, it's a smaller guy already in there sitting on the bottom bunk, and that bigger guy walks in, and from everything that I've ever seen, you know, to kind of show the power structure, you tell the new guy to get on, he got the top bunk. But what sense is it to put the big guy on the top bunk? Where does that come from?
It's inexperience. See, if I'm in a cell, a double cell, we got a double cell. I'm on the bottom bunk. I've been in this cell for 2-3 months. I like the bottom bunk, you know. And then they bring a real huge guy in my cell as a bunkie. Now, my experience tells me, yeah, sure, he gonna have problems climbing from up to that bunk. You know.
So they don't have a ladder on the end like
nah, they don't have
do?
all that. You put your feet on somebody's bed and try to get up on the top bed. I ain't with that. You know, and plus I have more respect, you know, in that situation because I'm the smaller guy. This is a big man. I say, hey, bro, I'm going to give you this bottom bunk, bro. Because, you know, you're too big to be, you know, trying to climb up and down this, get up on top of that bunk. And straight out the gate, man, that's appreciation and respect.
So that's not being weak?
That's not being weak, that's respect. You know. Now, if a motherfucker come in my cell weighing the same as me, talking about, can I get the bottom? No, you ain't getting shit. No, I tell you what you're gonna get up out of here. That'd be a fight right then if it came out of his mouth. Really, it's a fight if anybody asks me for my bottom bunk. See, I don't let him ask. If I think somebody should get that bunk, I say, hey, bro, you know, you got people come in, might have a medical issue or something. I say, man, you want this bottom bunk? Yeah, I appreciate it, man, because I can't really, all that. He got a medical issue. The younger guys that come in will not even respect that. And then next thing you know, it's a big fight in that cell. Somebody gonna come up at her. And it don't matter if the young guy win or lose. You're gonna lose, period. Cause every time you get in a fight, it affects your out date on when them people gonna release you. You gotta go, like here in Kentucky, you get 12 years, and you can see the parole board in 9 months or 13 months on a 12-year sentence. You got a chance right then and there to go home. You get in a fight, you start getting rolled up, disciplinary reports on you. When you go see them, they're going to tell you, we're going to defer you 3, 4, 5 years. So experience inmates, just like prison got a society like out here. Y'all jails, the holes is called jails. The guards in our called polices. They do shakedown like police do out here when they pull a car over. In our, we ain't got cars, so but they pull us over, the guards. Shake us down if they got probable cause, right? We go through all that. Now, we got a society in there where here in Kentucky, they let us have PlayStation. Inmates, older inmates brought that about. Man, we ain't gonna never get out, man. We need something else to kind of relieve us, keep our sanity. So they started letting people order PlayStations. And so the young guys come in. When we had it going good, burnt down one prison, and they come and took cigarettes out of all the prisons. They came down with their gang stuff. See, when I got locked up, before I got locked up, there was no such thing as Crip Bloods, GDs, Viceroys, and all this stuff. All that stuff transpired while I was locked up. I keep hearing about these gangs. So finally, they sent them to our prison. Now, right at that particular time, we was doing good in our inmates. We getting along with the administration. Administration is working with us, giving us more programs. Blacks and whites is getting along together. Then here come a big thing of these young gang members. A group of them standing over here wearing all red. A group of them wearing blue. Then there's the black and red and all that GD stuff. Then they get in fights. We had our own clothes at the time. The prison let us wear our own clothes. We can make suits and all that. On Sunday, everybody come out with suits and stuff on and go to church. Put your Sunday best on, man. Pants and stuff, iron and crease. These young guys came in there, started that gang stuff, and they took all our clothes. Put everybody in khakis. Then told the PlayStation stuff, that's over. No more of that. And so it is inexperienced coming to a prison. So usually when we see these inexperienced inmates coming to our prison, whatever walk they put them on, we tell them the rules straight up.
Y'all walk straight up to them, tell them.
Tell them the rules straight up. Look, bro, I don't know what the shit y'all did down the Grange or whatever prison you came from, jail or wherever. On this walk you on, we got rules on this walk, bro. Ain't gonna be all that screaming on this walk, beating on tables, making rap beats and all this stuff. disturbing people, because a lot of people on this walk work in here, got jobs that we go to in the morning and all this stuff. We ain't gonna have no stealing on this walk. Ain't gonna be no come on this walk and open no stores. I run stores on this walk. This is my block. Ain't no store mans on this walk but me. And this whole floor is my block. You know, if you got problems or issues or something, you know what I'm saying, you can talk to us, man. We brothers. Come up here violating with that young shit, we're gonna get you up out of here quick. No, you're gonna get lumped up out of here, lumped, knotted up.
So them young guys usually walk in with some type of now. Now we've been told, people that's never been in prison, we've been told that if you walk in with the aggression, that somebody gonna test it. But then on the other hand, you say you shouldn't take nothing from nobody either. So don't be a pushover either. Where you find that balance?
Well, a hardcore person like me, for instance, I don't care what prison you put me in. I dare somebody run up to my cell and say, "Hey, you want some cookies or cakes?" I said, "Yeah, I want a whole lot of them." See, I know I can fight through that, right? So it ain't nothing. Yeah, bring me a whole bag of it.
So you gonna take something from somebody?
Yes, bring me all you got.
But you would tell a younger person not to take anything.
Because they can't defend like I can, right? They don't know stuff. Them young guys come in, here's what happened. They come in unexperienced. They come down there. They get cut off, first of all. The little girls that they was out there stealing for. Because if you ask all the people locked up, and I done talked, in my 40 years, I talked to a lot of them. We talked. I'm talking about talk, man, hard, go deep. They not stealing for themselves. All them crimes they was committing to get money, I mean, they put money in their pocket, but the motivation that motivated them was always a girl. They wanted to get a girl. A lot of them couldn't get a girl without feeling that they got to have money to get her, to have them, to keep them. And so they go out there and steal it. Then they get locked up. Them girls is gone. They out there got some other little young guy doing him the same way. So while they locked up, it's time to get your man right, right? You know, come to the OGs, man. We'll get your man right, right? But they don't want to do it. So we got a thing with the inexperienced man. The inexperienced inmates that come in prisons cause nothing but prison problems to the experienced inmates. We don't like them to come down there, really. You know, come in our little thing when we got things right, you know. Them guards ain't messing with us. The administration is working with us. You know, like at one time in the prison I was in, we got open house. You know, we got along with the administration so well that we got an open house, which means that our families can come inside the prison. I can walk my mom and them and take them in my cell. This is where I live at, mama. This is my cell. This is where I got my TV, look at my cell and all this stuff. And then go take her to see the hole, go take her to see the lecture. We had it like that. The young, inexperienced inmates coming out and tore all that up.
They messed all that up.
Just messed it all up. And that's the only problem in the penal system now. And now they taking inmates that got psychological problems, all the mentally disturbed inmates, and they just flooding the prisons with them. Because the mental institutes is telling the state they don't have the funds to take care of them. Y'all have to take them in y'all prison. And now, in the older inmates that is in there now, chilling out, trying to just do their time, know they ain't gonna never get out. It's sickening, man. It's just like a nightmare when they come in. You got a bunch of crazy young ones, then you got the real crazy ones. And they walk around and do crazy stuff. Like, for instance, I would tell you something you ain't gonna believe. They had an inmate in the prison named a sissy, named Melissa, black. He was so crazy that everywhere he goes, he walk backwards. He be looking back like that, walking backwards to the child hall. Come out of the child hall like that. And,
walking backwards.
Yeah, he walks backwards everywhere he goes. So one day he come out walking frontwards. Had a towel. You know, all the towels in there is white. So he done saved up duty.
I think you told us, but go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
made a head out of duty. Made arms, made a belly and a little booty and all that legs. And had it wrapped up in a towel, and there was about 200 flies, probably more than that, about thousands of flies all over the thing, you know. And he coming out like that, like he had a real baby. And he walked up to this black dude, a black dude from Louisville. There was a baller on the street. They thought he did something slick in prison because everybody said, man, you in the game? Man, I don't mess with no sissies, man. But this dude here snuck around and let that sissy, that crazy sissy, give him some head, right? And thought he was going to get away with that. And then he didn't want to mess with the sissy no more. Then he didn't want to give him nothing. The sissy was when he, you know, every now and then people give him a cup of coffee or something like that, or some honey buns or something. Just being nice, right? They know he's messed up. But this dude got some head from him. And so we sat him down gambling. I said, come on, man, let's gamble. Poker game. Big hand, too. Here come his sister. And dude had me, though. I was so happy to see that sister because I'm a house man, and he done went in, and this man got thousands on top. And I'm like, I called him. And when he flipped over what he had, I said, oh, God. And then Sissy walked up and took that big old thing at duty, baby, and pitched it right over to him and said, there's your son, nigga. I said, oh, my God, what is going on? I knocked all the dominoes off the table. I was going to lose it. So I said, oh, God, what is that? So we don't know who had what in what hand. You can say you had it, man. You didn't have that, bro. And so...
Hold on, was you playing poker or dominoes?
Poker with dominoes.
Oh, okay, cool.
We played poker with dominoes.
Okay, you threw me out.
Yeah. You know, you just take a set of dominoes, just straighten them out, and have them where you can't see, and you playing 5 cards, one, give him one, then you turn the other one up or down, and everybody get to see what's after. And so, it's a big hand. He flipped over. I said, oh my God. And that sissy threw that big old duty baby on him. Said, there's your son, nigga. I said, God. I knocked all this stuff off. I said, oh man, what is that? This is how they do in this prison I was in. I seen things in that prison in my 40 years. You talking about life-changing experiences. The people out there that ain't never been in prison, you see it on TV, that old silly stuff on TV where they, you think prison is like that. No. Imagine going to prison. There's the young people. They come on your wall and start beating on the table. And they be trying to rap and can't rap and be saying the same old thing. And then I say, who was that? It's me, man, J-Walk. I said, hey, bro. We ain't with all that beating and stuff, bro. Man, I'm just busting beats, man. You ain't talking about nothing. Rap is over. He gets beat down, period. That's over with. But they do that all day and all night. And if you're in a hole, you'll never imagine this. When the lights go off at 10 o'clock in the hole, you got over 200 inmates in there. They do stuff. You trying to sleep. You lay down, you hear something go, moo, They make noise like that all night and beat on stuff. My solution, I said one time, you make some noise on this wall tomorrow, I'm going to throw some duty on you. and I might beat you up. Quiet all night. So guards usually love working my walk because that's why they always bring me as a janitor, because if you work my walk, you know you got a quiet walk. Ain't nobody, we ain't gonna have no actors on this walk unless we gonna get them up off that walk. You know, I got business on this walk. I get smoking. I'm the only inmate in this prison that was getting in cigarettes, whiskey, weed. That's why all the white boys and black boys, everybody love Fleece Johnson. Now, I want to say this to y'all. Unexperienced people out there, I'm calling y'all unexperienced too, because have it ever made you wonder, all this talk you hear about Fleece Johnson, when is somebody gonna get the nerves to go to that prison? Talk to some of the inmates, see what they got to say. You ain't gonna hear nothing but good stuff about me, buddy. Now, I'm gonna say this too. You know, I did some dirt. And like I said, you know, the whole thing of our broadcast is we don't glorify stuff, we tell it how it is. How it was when I was in prison, how it will be if you go. What to do if you get in there. How to defend yourself, right? And I can tell you a solution right now, don't go. Then you don't have to worry about all that. If you don't get locked up, you never have to worry about going through none of that. But if you get locked up, what do you say to a person? I'm curious. What do you say about a person that shot 3 people, killed them? He got a record where he done shot some in the past. He go to prison with life sentence. After being in there 6 months, you heard somebody took his booty. Are you mad about that? You hear about one inmate, he raped a bunch of women on the street. Some of them he killed. He gets locked up. A year or two later, you hear somebody took his booty in there. Does that upset you? Really? That this man that done raped this lady and was raping and killing women, lost his booty in prison, does that upset you? Or how about you coming home one night, opening the door and all your furniture is gone? Somebody, you done worked so hard to accumulate all this, somebody done stole all your stuff, and then you turn around, somebody knock you down and take your money. Gets locked up though. Months down the line, you heard somebody took his booty while he was locked up. Does that hurt you? I feel so sad for these boys. They go to prison after they done kill people on the streets and they lose their booty, throw their legs back. Throw their legs back. And y'all crying over that? Oh, y'all say, booty man. You know what somebody told me? This girl told me one day, she said, you know what? There's a dude in there that killed my mama. And they said, you took his butt. I said, no, I didn't. She said, I was going to tell you if you did, you should have took his life too. She said that's probably giving him what he was looking for. So you tell me, all of you citizen crybabies out there, I'm calling you that claim, oh, booty man, oh, booty man. Booty man what? Who you crying over? The guy that killed them girls, killed everybody's family, shooting up the neighborhood. They go to prison and get their butt taken. Or they give it up. See, here's what y'all don't understand. All that fronting and stuff on the street, I'm a gangster, I'm live, I'm hard. You don't want me, all that old silly stuff. And when you go to prison, come here, boy. And you find him in somebody's arm, they palming his butt. I'm gonna take care of you. What? Come on. And kissing him. Now this is the gangster that shot up the neighborhood on the street. They went in a school and shot up 18 people in the school. He's in there now sitting in somebody's lap. And they sucking his chest nipple. Sucking his chest nipple. Hard, too. And they love hard in prison. You know, like out here, they might grab a girl and just barely, hold her, kind of squeeze her, because the sissies, the ones that act like women, you got to hold them like a bird holds a cub. You got to really hold them. And, I done seen.
Why you got to hold them like that?
Because they ain't women, they men. And they still got that men's strength in them. So when you grip their butt, you got to really put fingerprints in it, right? And stuff like that. But here's the point. Whose butt is getting taken in prison? Whose butt is getting taken in prison? Are they innocent?
So what you saying, if it's a criminal, it's okay?
I'm saying...
For their butt to be taken?
I'm saying there's consequences for your actions.
Mm-hmm.
You lay out here in society, people out here working, spent their whole life working, going to school. You run up on them, beat them down, rape them, kill them, get locked up. And somebody get your booty. And think about the guys that's out here mistreating all these ladies out here. I'm just talking down to them, calling them B's and H's, whores, you beating them down, mistreating women. They go to prison. Now they a woman. And everything they did to the women out here has been done to them in her. And they the woman. Come here, bitch. What? You mean what, nigga? Where you been at? I was just sitting over with who? They go through a slap of bam. Now this is the man that got slapped is the one that was slapping all the women on the street. Trashing them and stuff. So now he's in prison.
So I want to get back on the inexperienced inmates. Because you told me something, the difference between an inexperienced inmate and a veteran, or an inmate with more experience. If a young inmate's in a cell and they put a sissy in there with him, how do you see the young inmate handling that compared to somebody who's been in there for years? What's the difference?
The difference gonna be in respect and experience. Now the OG, you put a sissy in there, first of all, they already know the power of a sissy in the penitentiary.
What do you mean the power? You talking strength?
No, the power, when the sissies come, you got anybody coming up talking about giving up some booty support? You got the whole attention in the penitentiary.
Oh, they got the support from the inmates then.
Yeah, if you giving up booty, somebody gonna want you. A lot of inmates is gonna want that booty, right? They say, is he gay? Yeah, I want him. And sometimes they fight over it. Old school, no. Even if he ain't in the game, even if he don't mess with sissies, he knows how to respect them. To live a decent life in her. Sissy come in there, hi. Hey, how you doing? My name is Teresa. Now, you know his name ain't Teresa. It's Larry, Barry, or Gerald. Anyway, it might be Buck. My name is Teresa. Oh, how you doing, Teresa? My name is Fleece. Shake hands. Hey, Fleece. Now, I don't want him climbing up on the top bunk while I can keep seeing him spread his legs, climbing up her and all that stuff. I ain't with all that. I'm going to give him that bottom bunk.
You gonna give the sissy the
Yeah,
bottom.
so I don't want him climbing. If I ain't in the game, I don't want to see all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going to be the one getting on the top bunk, right? And I'm going to say, look, I don't know how long you're going to be here. Have you got you a man yet? I'm looking for one. I think I will. Somebody I know. Okay, when you do, we're going to have it fixed where y'all can move in. Yeah. I said, well, the whole time you in that cell, you know, you're going to get respected, right? And so you basically.
But you're gonna tell him you don't go that way. You don't mess with that.
No, yeah, you gotta tell him that. You know, I'm not in the game, right?
Yeah.
But I respect people, you know, and stuff. And he'll respect that.
You're not in the game.
The game. That means I don't fuck ass.
That's what they call a game?
Yeah. When you say I'm not in the game, that means I don't participate.
Because I heard when you say you're not in the game, you're not selling drugs.
No, yeah, well, in prison, I'm not in the game means I'm not into that homosexual stuff. You know, when somebody say, man, you in the game? Man, I tell that you in the game, nigga. Don't drink after me no more, bro. All that stuff, you know. But I'm saying the old school know how to treat people with respect. Life is good. 2-3 days later, the sissy will move out into with his man. Mm-hmm. And your cell will be empty. You go on back down on your bottom bunk, right? A young person that claims he ain't into that, when he walks through the door, oh, no, man, they trying to put this old sissy in here, bro. No, man. It's going to be a fight. Not only with, he thinks it's going to be simple. He can hit the sissy, but I tell you, there's a lot of men in that prison, they look at sissies like men out here, don't hit a woman. In her, they do that in her. He did what, man? He hit that sissy. Hey, man, you know I'm against that, bro. I'm against hitting women. The fact that he's portraying himself as a woman means that they do it.
They're going to protect him like a woman.
They going to protect him like he's a real woman. And he going to get overprotected. So you can raise your hand on one of them in there if you want to and see how your life goes. And that's why it always ends up that they come in there, man, I ain't going to tell no man he's a woman. I'm not going to call a man a woman. Yeah, you are.
You going to change that?
Yeah, they going to change that quick. Next thing you know, he'll be saying, hey, ma'am, how you doing? Yeah.
So how many young guys got beat up by the sissies because they thought they was just weak?
Not only beat up, but they became sissies. See, they coming up with their little front stuff. Hey, man, hey, sissy, don't talk. When they go tell their man, when they get beat down, next thing you know, they go to the hole, and it's all connected. The people in the hole on the yard seeing messages over in the hole. Get it, man. Next thing you know, they get messages back to the yard. Man, he got some good head. They said, what? Tough boy got good head? Yeah, man. I'm talking about thunder. Next thing you know, they going in his booty. And then he'll leave the hole, come back to the yard. Now he's the new girl. The one that was talking about all the sissies, I hate you, get away from me and all that. It makes you wonder, right? And if you tick off the wrong sissy with their mouth running stuff, that's what they gonna do, man. They're gonna stay on you until, if you stay in that prison, you're gonna either die or you're gonna become a sissy. It's just that simple. Period.
Once you cross that line.
When you cross that line, you better know how to get back over. You know, so experienced guys, just like with they different with administration stuff too. You know, like, we got to fill out applications for jobs and stuff in prison like y'all do on the streets. If I want to work in the garment plant, I said, man, they pay good. Everybody said, yeah, please. They pay good, man. It's good. You know, it's a trade, you know. So I got to turn my application into them. And they'll do background checks on my institution record. Well, Fleece been in a lot of trouble. He cusses people. We can't take him. They'll won't approve. Only thing they can overdo it is if the warden sent me back there. Then they got to, But experienced inmates know how to do time. I mean, you realize that I got a life sentence. And I'm going to do my time, but I'm going to do it a good time. I don't want a lot of crazy stuff, right? And when they bring them youngs down there that don't know how to do time and don't want to listen, hey, it messes the whole prison system up. Because the people in the corrections department, believe it or not, in Kentucky, after I fought them, after all the legal stuff going to courts and all this, I got to say right now they got a pretty decent administration thing going down there. And only thing that messes up is young, inexperienced inmates coming into the prison system. They got them people to take all our clothes, put us in khakis. They took our PlayStations took our cigarettes because of the young people. Took, it's a whole lot of stuff they doing that OGs don't like. So they be like, okay, y'all want to come in there and do this? Tell you what, out of every 5 they bring in, one of y'all gonna be a girl. How about that? Pay your taxes. Give some booty taxes up.
So when the young guy goes to prison, because like I said before, guys that's been there, they tell you, you gotta stand up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You gotta protect yourself. I think they get it confused with the aggression, going in there with this, I'm the baddest dude on the block trying to trick people, and it don't work with y'all.
No, it don't. People see through that straight up. We got boxers and fighters in there. We got people that know judo, karate, and all that stuff good. Masters. It just, we got people that been in the army and special ops training. Hard, man. You got people come out every day, all they do is work out. Then here comes some inexperienced juveniles, might as well call them, man. Young people coming from jail to there. And we sat back and we tried to figure out who they are, what neighborhood they come out of, who they people. Try to see one of them, like I had a nephew was like that. I didn't even know him. Because like I said, I went to prison at 15, man. I did 40 years, man. My brothers and them was having babies out there. And then one of his sons coming to the prison. And he kept staring at me in the chow hall. And somebody pulled my coat, and I ran up on him. I said, what's up, man? You got a problem? He said, you look like my daddy. I said, who's your daddy? And he called my brother's name out. Then he called all my brothers and sisters. And I called my mama, and mama said, yeah, that's your nephew. But he thought, because I had a little name in her, that he can run around and say what he wants to people in her and mess with people. And then his sissy come to me, and when I ran in the shower and try to talk to him, look, man, you can't, I don't want to hear all that. Not only did I throw a big bucket of ice water on him in the shower, made him go, ah. He said, if you want my uncle, and I popped him. You do what? You do what, nigga? Don't hit me, no. Bam! What? Fight back. Fight back and make sure your uncle you can fight. Right then I knew he was a coward, right? He ain't nothing. But that's the young people coming. I saved his life. Because all them Crips in there, they came to me talking about he's a Crip. You can't put your hands on him without putting him on all that old stuff. Fleece, man, we know you as your nephew, man. But if you hit him, you're going to have to hit us off. I said, you know what? Y'all think y'all got a gang in here? I put word out to my friends in white and black, hard. I gave them a thing. Don't even come out of your cell tonight for chat, none of you. And they didn't.
Who did you get? Which one of your friends did you talk to about this?
Them Crips. While my friends,
Yeah.
I got bored. And white guys, let me tell you about
because they didn't come out, right?
No, they didn't come out.
So the guys you must get was like the real
deal. They was ready, they the real deal.
Yeah.
They ready to take it to the death, bro. They had weapons and all. I said, any of them come out, man, it's slaughter, bro. They stayed in their cell till the next day, got my permission, bro. Don't ever tell me I can't, and I told my nephew, from now on, you ain't even gonna be, ain't no secret meetings going in the gym. Y'all get in there and talk all that old crazy talk. I said, you better be there waiting for me every time I come out of my cell. And every time I came out, he was there. He didn't get in no trouble, and he went home. And I sent his
He was headed the wrong direction.
Yeah, he was heading the wrong direction. But you know what? I'm showing you his appreciation. When I got out, he's in jail. And in our jail, they got big windows. You can look up, people be beating on the window. And there was a sign I read it on the window say he's a Fed. My uncle. I said, oh, okay, that's him up here. So I ignored it. He get out of jail, all that stuff, so I get me a house. He come over to the house, meet me and my wife, and, what's up, And you know what I found out? Here's the most disturbing thing I found out. We were sitting on the porch talking, and he's into that crack and all that stuff out here, too. Cocaine, all that stuff, right? He confessed to me that he was gay. I'm like, yeah, I got a boy out here,
Was he confining you because of your reputation and
they know all that prison stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't know the facts about his uncle for real. But he thought, I said, yeah, I ain't want my wife to hear that stuff. And I'm like, change the subject, right? But here's what I'm telling you. There's a big difference in the penal system between young people and old people. I mean, young people...
Hold on, why did that bother you when he told you he was gay, though?
What?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why. When you realize in your heart, when you go by truth, I ain't talking about desire, cravings. When you go by the truth, even leaving God out of the picture, it's common sense that a man's supposed to be with a woman and a woman with a man. I mean, you don't even have to quote religion, bring none of that stuff into that picture. It's common sense. By the makeup of a man, the way a man was made and a woman was made, that's who they was made for, each other. You know, it wasn't meant for a man to be with a man. You know, and something got to be actually tremendously wrong with a man to even believe that he's a woman. A woman trapped in a man's body.
What you've done it before.
Yeah,
so
I've done all that. But
what was the mental of that? What was going on?
Well, the mental of it was desire, man. You give in to it's just devilish, man. The only thing I can think of is just a bad spirit, right?
What was going through? What was you trying to make work?
Well, when you put yourself in that position where you think you want to portray the woman's role, and you're a man. Mm-hmm. The first thing, if you got any common sense, the first thing you'll think of is if I'm going to play this role, I got to not only play the woman role, but play it better than the woman. In order to...
How is that possible?
It's very possible. And for instance, and ladies gonna be out there questioning this, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've seen sisters in the penitentiaries prepare themselves for sex better than a woman. These ladies out here, I ain't gonna say this and that, but sissy, no, he gonna have to, if he gonna try to portray a woman, he gonna have to really do it good.
He's got to compete at a high level.
A real high level. Don't nobody want to see your nuts, first of all. No man want to see your big bull nuts hanging out. So you're gonna have to know how to take your big old dingaling in your nuts and tie it and roll it, however you want to do it, fold it, but when they look at your print between your legs, they want it to look like a slit.
A woman's.
A woman. And you got sisters that learn how to do it, twist their thing, their balls, cuff their balls, shoot their balls up in their stomach, all this stuff, right?
Shut up, man.
Yeah, and put something on real tight to hold it up in, all right? Well, when you look at it and put on so tight, you say, oh man, that's it. You know, that's it, you know. And then when they have sex, don't nobody want your dingaling smacking their stomach. So you ain't gonna be sitting on top of him. You're gonna be sitting backwards, holding your balls and your thing, bouncing up on this man. And if you let your balls go and you hit his legs or something, you're gonna get beat up, right? You're gonna get beat. It's a whole lot they go through. And then, but the sissies, when they get tired of that, got to hide their dingaling, their balls, and all this. They go to the next level. They learn how to give good head, go from the head to the ball, from the ball to the booty hole. See, that's where all the excitement is at. That little booty hole is where all the excitement at. That's why they call me the booty man. I'm a master at this stuff. They go right to the booty hole. And next thing you know, they be on his booty hole so long, you know what he'll eventually tell them? Hold on, stop. Just put it in me. Now he's in it. So now he don't got to have this stuff no more. Now he can get some head. You know. And so in the penitentiary now, that's a big thing in there now. It used to be when I came in there, sisters would take pride in hiding their stuff, but they get in the shower now, they pull them down, and they dinglings pop out, and them things be like hanging longer than this. And them guys...
And they be sissies.
Yeah. Yeah, they coming at the big booties and stuff, but then they pull them G-strings and panties down, and that thing pop out, and them nuts, boy, them nuts be like bull nuts. The big bull nuts be hanging, big nuts hanging like this, and that's the thing pop out, and them big nuts right there. And they do it now. And then them guys in the shower, one guy was getting in the shower, they had a little small dingaling. He said, man, these sisters' things are so big, I'm afraid to pull my underwears off. Like, everybody started laughing, but that's how they do it now, because they done woke up. They realized that, you know what? Why I'm hiding my dingaling and stuff? Why I let these guys get me the thing? I gotta cuff my balls and all this, because in the end, they want it. They wanted me to cuff it so that they won't have to want it. So now that they walk in the shower, like a lot of them walking hard. Soon they pull it off, they mind is on sex and they already hard. And they get in there, and them guys, they got guys that stay in the shower all day doing this stuff, watching them and stuff like that. I'm telling you right now, I lived a nightmare for 40 years. Nightmare. And I am thankful to God that I came out of that place with my common sense, right? And I tell y'all the story of what went on in there. Not to glorify it, but to tell you all the disgusting, I'm talking about the most disgusting stuff you'll ever hear occurred to me in them 40 years I've shared with you. This, I don't care how you look at it, you deserve to know the truth. Because knowing that truth will make a difference. When you get to the point to where you thinking stupid, thinking about hurting somebody, or robbing, or killing, or doing something bad that you know can take you to prison, you'll think about this.
One more thing. You said something about when they go to jail and they get in trouble in jail, mess up your points, and you end up, instead of going to a camp, you end up in a worse situation in a prison.
See, they don't know that, these young guys. When you step in that jail, the people tell you, go in there fighting. Go on in there and try it. Because you're going to get judged back. Because when you go to court and they give you your time, and then you got your jail record with all the incidents on the bad incident reports, you've been fighting, spitting, and cussing goers out, tearing up stuff, it'll go with you to prison. So when you go before a classification committee that determine what prison they're going to put you in, they base it on a point system. You get some points first if you're young. And then when they see you been doing all that ruckus up there in the jail, see, all that stuff go in your file. The parole board, the people that will make the decision on whether to put you back on the streets or not, it is in front of them. Your jail record, all your incident reports, then they won't have no problem saying, we defer you 5 years. So you got to get on the phone and tell your people, I got 5. And then if you still fighting in prison, you go in front of them again. Oh yeah, you won your fight. But let's see if you can win this battle. We gave you 5 years ago. And now we look at your record and we see that within that 5 years, you done had 8 fights. You done been in the hole 10 times. You done cussed and this. We're going to refer you another 5 years. And if you keep doing it, you're going to end up doing all your time.
So really?
Day for day.
So really, the message is, number one, don't go to jail.
Right.
And one of the reasons is don't go to jail because you may not come back home. It ain't that you might not get out after you serve your time, but it may be something else that takes your life, or you get a lot of more time and you just don't make it out.
I seen young inmates, I'm going to let it cut right here. I seen inmates coming out, they was intelligent, young and intelligent, right? Step through the gate. Anytime you speak to them, they'll refer to you, no sir, yes sir, yes sir. So everybody said, man, that's a nice little young guy, right? And then when they go to prison, and them caseworkers and stuff be, yes ma'am, no ma'am, this and that. They say, I like him. Next thing you know, you don't go to prison, you go to a camp. And you the most deadliest thing in there. And you don't know how to use this in prison. This. You know, don't go in there with all that old, man, I'm telling you.
It seemed like they would use that because they didn't use it is what got them in there.
And here's the point. When I was getting locked up in my days, most of the prison was filled with people with robberies, housebreaking, stealing cars, pocketbooks, shoplifting. It may be some murders every now and then. Nowadays, all these people going to prison now is going for murder. Murder, double murder, triple murder, this. So you sit there and you think about it, and they idiots. Look what they did. So these are the people, if you go to prison, this is who you're going to be around. This is who you got to do all your time around Is all these, everybody in there got murdered.
And mental problems,
And
obviously.
mental issues, buddy. And they can't do time. When like you got a double cell, how would you feel? You get up to use the bathroom and you got duty on around the thing and the person didn't clean it up. Or somebody will pee on the top of the toilet and then wipe it off. And he's your cell bunker. See, them is the things that cause people to get killed, all that. Man, I'm telling you right now, if you are a decent person, you clean, you like to be respected, don't go to prison. Because if you go, all that's off the table. The first thing you're going to do, the most disgusting thing you're going to do, the first thing you're going to do locked up, you're going to spread them buns. I mean, spread them where they can. The guards will tell you, I want to see the booty hole. Make it wink, cough. You're going to say, come on. You spread them buns and you make it wink. And you're going to have inmates walking by when you got it spread it like that. And you cough and your thing go, somebody going to holler, oh, you winked at me. Whoa, wink at me, baby. And you're going to be like, he ain't looking at you when he's saying it. But you like, is he talking about me? Is he? You ain't going to know what, you know what I'm saying? You know, you spread your butt and go and say, cough. And you cough and it went, your booty hole went. And somebody said, oh. You got to go through all that.
Stay free, man.
Free.
Peace.
Yeah.